Hey Cancer, how are you? It's me, Lauren B. Welcome to the Untitled Tarot. I already did your read this week, and all morning you've been pulling on my energy. So I guess you need an SOS reading, you need an emergency reading. Cancer needs a little help. I even said to my guy, I was like, Cancer, again, I already did the reading, and I just heard, please, Lauren. So obviously you guys need something. So here we are. Your last reading was called Building Bridges. It was about you trying to mend some kind of relationship, perhaps, a friendship, really trying to like build a bridge in which that had been broken. And I went to start this video and I was like, God, I can't see myself. I was like, is it the smoke? Is it the frankincense? Is it the diffuser? Like, I can't see myself. I had to turn the brightness up on my phone. So that might be something you haven't been able to see yourself clearly, Cancer, perhaps. There are a lot of distractions. I just got a phone call. There's landscape, right? There's a lot of shit going on for you, Cancer. And it was like calm and smooth sailing before. I'm just gonna pull from random decks. I don't know how long this is gonna be because this is an SOS. I don't normally do SOS readings, but here we are. So a couple cards flew out from the Light Seers Tarot and the Tarot of the Old Path. First, we have the Nine of Rods, and then we have the Queen of Swords. We have the Ace of Cauldrons, and then we have the Three of Swords out. I think this is directly related to your Building Bridges reading that I just did. It could be entirely different for a new group of Cancers, but it feels very much connected. I think that perhaps you've turned the brightness up on yourself, a little self-reflection, and now you're feeling the need, like an SOS, to kind of go out and save your ship, to kind of start building this bridge, perhaps. Because I actually see you as this Nine of Rods. I'm not getting the impression that this Queen of Swords, the Ace of Cauldrons, and this Three of Swords is you. I feel like that is whoever is on the other side of the bridge, the other side of the rainbow, the pot of gold for you, perhaps, Cancer. I see you as this Nine of Rods. This is a fire energy, feeling a little passionate about something, right? With this big rod of fire right here. However, Nine of Rods oftentimes talks about bad dreams, anxieties, paranoia, distractions, things like that happening. So I think a lot of this is, even though it is a wand energy, that could be coming out of your ego, your shadow place, things that you're working through, really illuminating with this big white backdrop, all of these traumas, triggers, things that you really realize got spurred up in you that perhaps caused the crumbling of the bridge to begin with. But it feels very much like sword energy is coming through, perhaps mirroring the Queen of Swords energy, perhaps, because it feels very in your head. It feels like, I can't do this because of this. I can't do this because of that. Like, what if they say this? It feels like a little bit of like an excuse kind of energy. And all of these sticks in the background, they actually sort of look like crystals to me. They look like, I'm getting clear quartz and selenite. Clear quartz and selenite, which help with kind of diffusing a lot of external energies and helping you kind of balance and maintain a certain amount of clarity. Let me actually pull out a selenite. You see? It looks like a selenite wand, so there's something to that. But on the other side of this bridge, Cancer, you have this Queen of Swords, this Ace of Cauldrons, and this Three of Swords. Originally, this Three of Swords came out in reverse, and I picked it up, and it fell out of my hands, and then it flew in or on the side, not really in reverse. And I feel like I said, this is what's on the other side of the bridge. This is the pot of gold, the other side of the rainbow. You're on the other side, kind of pay attention, Lauren, looking at this Queen of Swords, a little bit defensive, a little bit paranoid. Like, I don't think that they are going to pay attention to me. They seem really defensive. This is someone who seems really defensive to you, but it is a queen energy. So this is somebody that is relatively established, somebody that is acting out of their logic. She's not in reverse and cloaked in all of this yellow. That is talking about like solar plex energies, confidence and vitality. So whatever bridge you're trying to build to the other side, to this Queen of Swords, like, they're sitting in their power for sure. Like, they're not taking shit from anybody right now. And I'm very drawn to these two little circles. It's almost like a Two of Pentacles kind of energy. Like, this person is really weighing their options. And this rope, it's like right across here, which is talking about their throat chakra. So though they are sitting in their truth sword energy, right? Established, feeling kind of confident, like secure. They're feeling secure in themselves. But they're not really saying much. They're not really saying much to anyone. They're not really saying much to anyone. I'm getting a little closed lip. And what they're doing, you know, she's kind of guarding, it could be he or she, male or female energy, doesn't matter. This Ace of Cups. This Ace of Cups, it's emotional beginnings. It's emotional offerings. Emotional offerings. What I am very drawn to, though, is the stones back here are all broken up. It's like a wall. They've perhaps built a wall in the past, and part of it has crumbled away, perhaps through feelings. Maybe this person had some inner healing to do themselves, and in doing that has been able to create a bit of a breakage in their wall to allow some of this new emotional energy to come in for them. And now they have this cup, and they seem very protective. They're not really saying much, but very protective over this cup, right? Kind of deciding who can and cannot come get a sip out of their cup, because they want to not be in a Three of Swords energy, because it did come out in reverse. It's like almost, it's like a refusing to drown sort of energy a little bit. I think Rob just did a reading that was called Refusing to Drown. I didn't watch it. I don't remember what sign it was for, but the title really stuck out to me. But it did come out on the side. So I'm getting like bad memories. It could be in relation to you, Cancer, just like the way that you guys perhaps ended, a fight you guys had gotten into, but you know, you don't become a queen without having to work through the aces all the way up through the page, the knight. You have to work your way up into becoming a queen energy. Same thing with the king energy, same thing with the emperor, the empress, the hierophant, the high priestess, all of that good stuff, right? So it's really kind of in a very logical way, this person is remembering the sting of the burns. And so that is why they're being very cautious and not saying much, and being very particular about who they let near this cup, because it is a really big cup too. It is a really big cup. And I am also noticing it's like little moons in here too. So this could be somebody that also pays attention to like moon cycles, or is very affected by solar and lunar shifts, I'm getting. Okay, what do you want me to take from? This is like very on the fly. Okay. You're gonna do Oracle of Mystical Moments. Thought they were gonna have me pull more tarot, but turns out not. Okay, so, oh, this is screaming at me. The gift. Do you want to give a gift to this person? You know, your shufflemancy, I threw in a couple songs, 3 just flew out. I don't know what these are yet. 3 songs flew out for your shufflemancy. Once was Chica's Industry Games, which is reminding me a little bit of the Gemini reading I just did, which I think was called The Hunger Games. And then you had Girl by Maren Morris pop out. And there's a line in that says, pick yourself up off the kitchen floor, girl, what you waiting for? So that could be spirit a little bit talking to you too. It's like, pick yourself up off the floor, Cancer. Like, get out of your head a little bit. Get out of your shadow side, perhaps. Like, stop driving yourself crazy about the woulda, coulda, shouldas, and the if, ands, or buts. Okay. And you're gonna have to, with a little bit of this passionate energy, right? It's like you're gonna have to pick up one of these selenite wands, one of these clear quartzes. You're gonna have to find some clarity, kind of create that for yourself, almost in the sense of, sometimes, like, I know I'll get overloaded with anxiety or just like self-defeating thoughts, any of this stuff, and eventually it's like my inner stubbornness, like the inner Aries in me pops out, and I'm just like, no, forget that. Like, I got it. It's all gonna be fine. I'm just gonna go for it and see what happens. Like, if I fall on my face, by the grace of God, I'll fall forward. Not backwards, I'll just fall forward, even if I fall down, right? So it's kind of having to harness a little bit of that energy as well, because it's like you're trying to come up against a very like secure and stable energy, someone that has a lot to offer and remembers what it's like to be burned. So if you want to build this bridge, because see, this card matches your 9 of rods. It's like almost like the same sort of outfit. It's like you have one thing in your hand here, she has one thing in your hand here, and it's a swan. Swans are also very indicative of like family energy, loyal, familiarity, trust, security, like taking care of your own. She does have a gift in her hand. So I think in your reading that I just did this week, there was a talk about like having to make like perhaps like a gesture, like having to make a phone call, like having to, there was also an air of consistency in the way you rebuild relationships. It's not just like, okay, we cleared the air, let's be friends again. It's like, no, okay, like I'm gonna have to call you, I'm gonna have to talk to you, and I'm gonna have to put time, energy, and effort into maintaining this now. So what else came out? Oh, 4 came out. Okay, you have Can You Hear Me Now? The Gardener. You have Secrets. And then you have the Morning Dew Girl. 8, 10, 9, 19. You might be seeing 19s, 4, 5, 6, 7, 4. You might be seeing 74 a lot. Again, emotional bodies. Can you hear me now? It's like, and you know, it almost is reminding me a little bit of this 3 of Swords. It's like, whatever pain or heartbreak this person, and people mirror each other back and forth, so this could be yours as well, but it's like when you are in such an area of feeling of distraughtness, being distraught, sometimes we like cry out to the universe so much that it calls in a bit of a tower moment for ourselves to expose the inner the inner parts that we have that we are refusing to acknowledge and accept, to really work on, to kind of bridge those gaps within ourselves, within our own emotional body, so that way we can feel confident and secure and logical and clear-minded and know exactly what we do and do not have to offer. Because again, it's like this submergent energy. It's a little bit of like you over here, like, can you hear me? Almost in a sense, Cancer, that you're trying to maybe do like subtle cues. You're trying to do something very subtle to like catch the attention of whoever's on the other side of this bridge, your friend, your old partner, whatever it may be for you. And it's like there's no response back. There's like a lack of acknowledgement back a little bit, and that's making you, perhaps because of that, it's putting you in a little bit of paranoia, it's putting you in a little bit of a distress energy, because then again, here you are with this gardener energy right here. It's like wanting to harvest something. Again, it's like this house, it's like building blocks, foundations, building bridges over. But I always say what she's holding, it always looks like it's a little bit of an onion plant, and onions are very indicative of like jealousy and gossip and all of that stuff. So you might be, I never do my readings like this, but you might be kind of like poking around on their, and it could be vice versa, flipped, all energy is general, you know, so everything's fluid, but fluid, water. But you could be like poking around their social media a little bit. They could be poking around your social media, but there is like an air of jealousy because they're not paying attention to you. They're not picking up on your breadcrumbs, on like your little subtle clues. But the thing is that if this is a Queen of Swords, Queen of Air energy, it's like they're busy. It's like they're up here, Queen, you know, it's the progression of the signs, you know, Page, Knight, Queen, King, High Priestess, Emperor, ba, 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 ba. It goes, it goes, it goes. So it's like this person's like all the way up here, and they're very guarded, and they're not saying much. So you might be reading in too much and making yourself paranoid by poking your nose where it doesn't belong. I'm hearing perhaps where it doesn't belong. Watching them perhaps doing some kind of building blocks in their own life, right? Creating a sense of stability, exhibiting their self-confidence in a way. And you could be taking that as like a bit of a fuck you to you, honestly, pardon my Francais. But I don't think that's necessarily what it is. But I think it is inspiring a bit of defensiveness or jealousy, feeling left out, little 5 of Pentacles energy. And I do believe the first card you had in your reading this week was the 5 of Pentacles in reverse, wanting to not feel left out, not wanting to feel like you're on the sidelines, right? Because you're over here like, I have a gift, like I want to mend this bridge, like I want to repair this relationship, like I want a reunion, I want whatever. And this person's just kind of a little bit guarded, not wanting to kind of go back through another karmic cycle, I'm hearing. And at whatever subtle clues that you're dropping, it's almost like a ripple. It's like a ripple in the water. It's so subtle that you wouldn't even notice it unless you were looking for it. And I think because of whatever trauma, whatever discomfort this other person on the other side of the bridge for you is feeling, it's like they're not looking for ripples. It's like they won't even look in the water now, right? They're having a hard enough time trying to let the water run into their own cup, let alone start looking into other people's. And then you have out the Secrets and the Morning Dew Girl. Secrets, this is moon energy, right? This is stuff that we don't know, stuff that we don't understand that happened to us before, and places that we don't know where we're going in the future. But the Morning Dew Girl, again, it's this water energy, is such a fascinating card, because this is a card that talks about sometimes we build up things in our head to the point where it feels like it's going to be a catastrophe. We feel like a conversation is going to turn into a tower moment. We feel like these things are so much heavier than they are, when in actuality, if we kind of got out of our heads a little bit, right? Except that some things we won't know unless we try, right? Unless we get yourself off all the kitchen floor kind of energy. that you realize that what you thought was going to be a monsoon is actually just like a little raindrop. It's at, you know, it wasn't a hurricane. It was just like a quick little sun shower. It was like a sprinkle. It was just a drop of dew. That's so fascinating. And you had another song that came up by this rapper Toby, and it was called Eat. So it's almost like pick your head up off the kitchen floor. Girl, what you waiting for? Eat. It's like you're hungry, go eat. If you want to talk to this person, go talk to this person. If you want to build this bridge, then you got to go pick up a brick and go put it down. You have to cement it down. You got to put in that labor, a labor of love. It's a labor of love, but all relationships are, whether they're familial, whether they're romantic, whether they're just friendships, platonic, whether it's work relationships. And when you're building a society, everybody has to come together, but you know, it's almost, I'm almost getting the vision of people at a four-way stop, and it's like it's supposed to go clockwise, but it's like every time you hit a four-way stop, nobody knows what they're doing. All of a sudden, everyone forgot driver's ed, and it's like sooner or later, somebody's just got to take on that leadership position and just be the one to decide to go. And I think that this is a call for you. It's like you gotta go, you gotta do it. All right, I'm gonna get one more from here. 16 minutes. All right. SOS, Cancer. SOS. Weird. All right, whatever. My little Cancer. Look at this. It's split. I'm not gonna take this, but look at this split. Look at this. 5 of Swords and the 4 of Pentacles. It's like trying to like keep closed lip because it's like you're afraid of like a bit of social conflict, like another war, another battle, but something in you wants to like go back in. It's like, I have to know, I'm hearing. It's like, I have to know. All right. I gotta do Virgo. Can I have a little something for Cancer, please? Maybe if I just needed a pep talk. Maybe that's what this is. Cancer just needed a pep talk. You can do it. I'm not taking all those. I'll take these. What? Spirit's like, you are gonna take that 4 of Pentacles, Lauren, whether you like it or not. All right, I want one more for that. This one? Oh, all right. You're like, you're taking all these cards. I just felt a heaviness come over me. Hold, please. You thinking about running scared, aren't you? Yeah, you are. You got the 6 of Swords, get away. You got the Lovers in reverse. And you got the 4 of Pentacles. You're thinking about not doing this. You're thinking about sneaking out the back door because you don't think you're gonna get what you want out of this situation. And so you're just gonna feel like you just have to hold on to whatever aspect of yourself that you can because you're afraid of losing anything more than you already have. But the guidance, it's the guide, it's Temperance. To balance out this fear of losing your star, of not going for what you want. Perhaps in the past you have a history of not going for the things that you want and then beating yourself up over them. And then which puts you in such a depressive energy after that then you just don't go for more of the things that you actually want. But it's like really about having to take on some of that full energy just to like walk by faith, right? And not by sight, because sometimes we don't know. We don't know what's on the other side of the rainbow for us, right? Sometimes it's a pot of gold. Sometimes it's an Ace of Cups. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's 3 of Swords, upright all day. But it's like you'll never know. At least you got to go on the rainbow. At least you got to take the rainbow ride. Because then you got this 5 of Cauldrons in reverse, right? The 5 of Cauldrons is like never being happy with what you have, always feeling dissatisfied, right? I have this cup, I have that cup, I have this other cup. It's a little bit of the 4 of Cups energy too, but not feeling satisfied. And then eventually, like sooner or later, it's like something's gonna sneak up behind you to make you really appreciate like what it is that you did have, these opportunities. And then it's this Justice. So the advice is like really to go in and balance that aspect of yourself. Why aren't you going for the things that you really want? Why don't you feel like you deserve the things you really want? Everybody makes mistakes, I'm getting. Everybody makes mistakes. That's okay. I'm getting like reapply, try again, Pray again. Come out of this energy. It's like if the cups that you have aren't making you happy, well then go for this one cup that does. Because that's going to be the thing that brings you justice. Even if it comes in and even if it doesn't, the fact that you just took a shot on yourself is really going to be like your justice. That come hell or high water, you took a bet on yourself, that you went for it, that you believed that you deserved better than what you saw in front of you. 8 of Swords. Cut yourself loose and go for it, Cancer. Whatever it is. If it works out, it works out. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. But at least you gave it a shot. That way, a week from now, 3 weeks from now, 10 years from now, you know, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Kind of energy I'm getting in here. You'll regret not doing it, not going for the things that you want in this life, whatever it is, more than you'll be heartbroken if you do and you don't get it. So, that's your pep talk. No matter what happens, like, you deserve to take a shot on being happy. Whatever it is. Call your friend. Call your ex. Tell your mom you're sorry. Whatever it is, it's gonna be okay, but go for it. At least you'll get to take the rainbow ride, okay? Okay, I love you. You got 2 readings this week. That's blessings on blessings over here. The Lord woke me up this morning and said, Cancer, let's go. So, I love you guys. Maybe check out some of the other readings this week too. That might help you as well. March? Check out some of the March readings. Okay, I did a lot of readings. I always do a lot of readings, but I did a lot of readings when I first started my channel. They're giving me March. Nobody watched those readings because I have like 4 subscribers. But check out the March readings. Okay. I love you guys. Take care of yourself. Talk to me in the comments. Let me know what's going on. I love you. Goodbye.